Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa. Alright, we got a special spicy one here for you. This is part 2 of dismantling Marcin's whole career. Boom! Sore Hands, the career destroyer, is back again. No, I'm just kidding. I think Marcin's doing alright. Let's take a look at those tour dates again, huh? When's the next one? It's actually November 3rd for me right now. It looks like Marcin just got done with his performance at Jakarta. He's going to Singapore after this. I'm here in my mom's basement talking about Marcin, so, you know, come and join me. Hey, I just made a video reacting to his most recent video, proving I'm not fake once and for all how music works. 1.6 million views in 3 days. Now, I've been thinking about it, and I've also been doing a little bit of research through Marcin's catalog just to kind of see where everything went wrong, because this video, though it is claiming that he's not fake, or that it's all performed on one guitar with one take, it's just not true, and I'm pretty confident about that now. I wasn't super confident about that when I was making it, because it was just a reaction, but I could say without a doubt that this video is not only fake, but I don't believe he was genuine in posting it and, like, having it as an actual proof of his guitar playing. I think it was just kind of a controversial, like, look at me playing something impossible, this is real. And just to show you the parts that I'm talking about, let me just look at them here. Now, you might have noticed from that first video, you're not going to hear very much of this audio, because I don't want to get a copyright claim. Oh my god, I'm just, like, jumping into it. What's my reasoning for doing this? Well, I am a classical guitarist here on YouTube, and what does it mean to be a classical guitarist? It means that we just talk crap on other people, I don't know. We're insecure. We just, you know, we don't feel good enough. That might just be a me thing, not a classical guitar thing. That's enough of an explanation, though. So, the premise of this video is Marcin saying, people think I'm fake. I'm gonna play all this stuff one thing at a time and show you the sheet music because for some reason that matters, right? And he plays everything individually, but as he puts everything together, it's just simply not actually happening. It's just not the case. And here's what I mean. Starts with a bass line.
To complete the rhythm section.
Yeah, alright, we got some bass there. It all makes sense. He's gonna start tapping on his guitar. This is all real so far. It sounds like there's some mixing with the drums. Maybe over his tappying, they're adding in like actual percussion, like kick and snare and stuff. There's a bass that's under his bass line that he's playing on his guitar. Like clearly, that's obvious stuff. But for the most part, all of the music being played, though it is being doubled, it's being played. He's doing rhythm with his right hand, he's doing bass with his left hand. We buy that. We have no issue with that. No one thinks that's fake, Marcin. He has this dinky little melody that he plays on top of everything. Yeah, sounds great.
Harmony.
And it's that little section there when he says harmony. This is the unbelievable part. It's constant 16th notes except for a rest on the 4th beat. Playing that by itself, that's like day 1 of learning how to play guitar. G, B, F sharp. Maybe you wouldn't be playing 16th notes on day 1, but you get the idea. It's not that hard. Let's just listen to how that sounds mixed in with everything else. No way. That's not happening. And we're gonna go through different examples of Marcin's live playing where he's playing stuff like this, but there's no way that those 16th notes are being articulated like that, all while he's playing the bass line and the drums. I'm not seeing it, it's not happening. Let's actually zoom in on him. No. See, there's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Those aren't hammer-ons. Those aren't anything else. Those are picked notes, and his hand's nowhere near the guitar. And the thing is, that's totally fine, right? There's nothing wrong with layering your guitar in your guitar music. Everybody does that. What's weird is when you claim at the end of the video, all guitar parts, plural, were performed at the same time on one instrument. I feel like this is kind of a funny way to word this, too. It almost feels like kind of legal. Like somehow in saying this, he actually means they were all played on one instrument at separate times, pre-recorded, maybe used a loop pedal or something. They were all played on one instrument at the same time. It was this period of time that they were all played in. Of course, music can't be played in one moment, obviously. It's in a period of time. So this is the smoking gun to me. I don't think Marcin was actually trying to prove anything. I think he was just being silly and just being controversial and like blatantly lying. Little lies like that just for like comedy, just to get a rise out of people. I'm all for that. Every one of my thumbnails does that. It's funny. I would do the same thing if I was Marcin. I would just lie. Why not? It's funny. What's really shocking to me is all of you guys, and by that I mean all of you Marcin fans in the comments who are like, wow, you're so amazing. People don't even believe it because you're so talented. They just buy it. And I'm not trying to be mean to his fan base or anything, but you guys are just like I don't know, just stupid, I guess, or you just don't care. Like you're just okay with being lied to. But I'm telling you, that was not all performed at the same time, as if like in one take, one performance without being looped. Now, the way this performance was set up, because he did play da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you just hit the loop pedal, play that, and then continue on. That makes sense to me. I would not consider that all guitar parts were performed at the same time on one instrument, though. And again, look at the comments on my last video, and you'll see so many people just eating it up. It's just kind of funny. It's ridiculous. I'm glad that you guys exist, because you're the reason why videos like this pop off and why videos like mine pop off, and it makes me money, which I like that. It makes Marcin way more money too. So I'm glad that you guys are doing God's work out there, just believing anything you see on the internet. But yeah, this isn't true at all. And I got so many comments on that last video like, look at his live performances, you'll see him actually doing it there. Okay, let's look at his live performances and let's see him play something that wasn't that. I'm not going to hear perfectly articulated 16th notes on top of a bass line, on top of percussive guitar playing. We aren't going to see that. So let's just start with when I stopped my show to prove it wasn't fake. Why not? We're just going to go back in the catalog. And again, I'm not going to play very much of the audio. I don't know what the copyright situation is, but I'm not getting got by Marcin's team. That's my money. I'm entitled to it. I gotta pay tuition because I am in grad school, by the way. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. All right, let's see what we got.
Know me from the internet, you know, like
Sick. We got a bass line going. Formula's there. It's the same
on
thing.
YouTube or Instagram.
God, I wish you gave me some sheet music, though. I guess I'm not going to try to play it. I'm not even going to play a guitar in this video. I don't care. I'll play guitar in the next video if you want to watch that and make fun of me.
It's not fake. So,
No one thinks it's fake, Marcin. Literally everyone thinks it's real, which is absurd to me. And I bet you all this is going to be real, and it'll be obvious if it's not. Let's see what we got.
music is made of 3 main parts.
Okay, were you freaking Ben Shapiro? Music, it has to be a melody, it has to be harmony, and rap music is not real music. Alright, sorry.
The rhythm, the harmony, and
Been working on my Ben Shapiro
the
impression.
melody, right?
Yeah, I am in grad school, Marcin, so I learned about this stuff, so I
Already,
know.
the bass line, right?
That's the cantus firmus, as I learned it.
Right hand is completely free. Fix my hair, you know?
Alright, you're speaking my language now, Marcin. Hey, what's the style of guitar where I can play with my hair as I'm playing guitar? I need to learn that.
Let's add a kick drum.
Dude, it's literally the same formula. These freaking people are just like, wow! He added a kick drum! Imagine if he showed these people a fugue, right? See again. Alright, it's getting a little more complex. It's all believable, though. It's all there. If you just watch him play, bass line, he's just playing the bongos with one hand and he's doing hammer-ons with the other one. I buy it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe I can be like a real drummer.
Dude, I love seeing a little mistake in there. That's nice. Cursing when you mess up is a very good way to diffuse the situation and to get rid of anxiety. That's what makes playing classical guitar so hard, because you're not generally supposed to curse in the middle of a recital. Just something to chew on for you there. Again, we all buy it. This is all real. Anybody who says this is fake, it's like, why? Like, I can see it all happening there. Every move I'm seeing. That's the thing. Marcin's claim is that people say he's fake. Nobody says this is fake. Who in their right mind would think this is fake? Especially Marcin's fans who will believe anything, by the way. I love that part.
Where's the vocal? Where's the melody?
I think maybe the worst sound a steel string can make is like tapping like this in the higher register. God, it's so resonant too. Listen to that.
Simple.
It's beautiful.
Real music.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to harp on that so much. He's doing the best he can. A guitar is just going to sound how it sounds, and, you know, you're putting all these parts together. There's going to be some sacrifice. But also, people love it because he's famous, and, like, I'm talking about him, you know? So, what are you going to do? So right now, what's happening is the bass line still being played. He's using his pinky to basically double the bass line an octave higher, which still makes sense. What we were hearing before, the thing that I said was fake, was a bass line by itself with continuous staccato melody notes on top. And there's no room for that to happen. This makes sense because you're playing a bass note, you're also playing a melody note, and it's the same note an octave higher, easy shape on the guitar. This all checks out so far. It's all real. Nobody would question this. Now, this is really impressive here. This is pretty cool. He's now going to be playing a distinctly different melody from the bass line. It's not just the same melody doubled again. So he has to do some hand acrobatics, but again, it's all possible. Yeah. See, we're getting into the realm of counterpoint here, and this is where stuff gets pretty exciting. It's a little limited when you're doing it only with your left hand and tapping. If you just add in the right hand and then maybe scrap all the music and start learning a fugue or something, learn some Bach, now we're talking, now we're in business. But, you know, we can do it over like a house music pop melody. That's fine too. It's really hard for me to hate on counterpoint, and what he's doing with his left hand right now took a lot of practice. It's a lot of like independent, weird finger combinations. Like one finger goes down, another finger goes down, another lifts up. He practiced the poopy out of this, I promise you that. He's already proved that he can make the bass line and melody happen with his left hand. So the right hand, all it really needs to do is do the percussive stuff. And occasionally he is whacking the string with his finger or something like that just to get like a louder melody note. But that's only when it's convenient. It's not a constant whacking of the string in 16th notes like we saw in that fake video. All of this is believable so far. So Marcin, when you stopped your show to prove that it wasn't fake, that was the end. You proved it. You proved that what you did there was real. It was a case closed situation after that. The case was reopened with this newest video. Let's see if he has anything else. Like when he played for Will Smith, this is another one. I actually reacted to this video, if you guys remember.
So Will, you're a pretty famous person, right?
It's gonna be the same formula. We're starting off with a bass line, we're gonna add the drum beat, then we're gonna add some melody, and that's like when things get crazy.
Word on the shine,
Dude, that's me after I got 40,000 subscribers. It's like, you're a pretty famous person now, huh? Yeah, word on the street. Okay, again, we're hearing three parts right now. We're hearing a bass line that is tapped with his left hand, independent of anything else. Fine. We're hearing kick that's done with the base of his palm there, and then he's doing a little tap dancing thing with his finger. Three parts, all accounted for. This is legit.
So what does this sound like to you?
Sounds crazy. He's got nothing, dude. It's called improv, Will Smith. Use a little bit of those improv skills you learned from acting. See, you guys might be confused by that, but hold on, let's just look at that again. He's playing half of the bass line with his left hand right now, and his right hand is doing the percussion, and his left hand is going to switch to play the higher notes, and when that happens, the percussion will cease, and his right hand will be used to continue the bass line. See? It's all there. Once again, we're not hearing da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da on top of all that. That would be impossible.
It's the melody.
It's beautiful. Again. Hold on now. Hold on now. Ooh, this one's actually a little bit weird. It looks like his index and middle finger are primarily playing the bass line. His right hand is pretty busy with the drums. And I guess we can kind of see his pinky playing that little sliding melody. It's not a very involved melody. Again, it's not constant notes. And it doesn't sound perfectly articulated like the new track. But that is a little suspect, though. This is getting into the realm of, like, wizardry, if this is true. So, you know, and that part almost kind of sounds like it's mixed, like, slightly somewhere else. I feel like I'm hearing it panned. I don't know. This one's weird. It could be real. I'm just not seeing the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'm seeing the bass line. I'm seeing the drums. I see his pinky do a little slide there when there is a slide. But I'm also hearing it ring out for longer than it would be because I'm seeing his pinky lift. I think it might be possible that he actually overdubbed it later in post and just Will Smith is not hearing that melody when he puts it all together. Which doesn't matter, by the way, because the melody is, like, unimportant compared to everything else. It's the least interesting part of the music, honestly. The thing he played before this that did look real, it could have ended there. Yeah, this one's weird. It really doesn't seem like he's playing that. Granted, it is more believable than his last video that he posted. This might actually be the start of Marcin's lying about what is actually possible on a guitar that can be played at the same time. It's so bizarre because I feel like without the overdub, this would still sound crazy. Like, it's still impressive percussive guitar that Marcin's playing. I'm saying all that. This is just based on the angle that I'm seeing here. I'm just not seeing his finger be held down for as long as I'm hearing those notes ring out. If the notes were much more staccato, like bup 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 bup, like that, bup ba da ba da bup ba da, they're like that. Because it looks like he learned the notes, but I think if overdubbing was done, he did it to just make it sound a little bit better and make it a little cleaner, which is just kind of bizarre, I guess, because I thought the whole point of this music was to be like impressive that you're a one-man band, and you know, if something isn't possible, like just do something else that is possible. Why are you overdubbing it to seem like you can do more than what's possible? All that's possible, obviously. Jeez. Yeah, see, Will Smith didn't even hear that melody, and he was still like, jeez, dude. It didn't need any additional tracks, honestly. I'm right next to you. It sounded awesome. With this one, there's two options. Either he's overdubbing that and I'm right, and if I'm wrong, then Marcin is like just really good at like illusions on the guitar where he can play a note for a moment and somehow make it sound legato. Maybe there's just some like reverb on the track or something. Something to just lengthen it out even though he's totally lifting right when he plays it. On the fake meter, I would put this one at like a 5 out of 10. I'd put his most recent video probably a 9 out of 10, or honestly a 10 out of 10, because it's completely impossible. This one's possible, but it won't sound like that though. The notes would be much shorter. Pretty important work that I'm doing here, don't you guys think? Okay, I think we've looked at enough of this to put this to bed. At least for now, unless like all of you watch this video, then I'll be forced to make another one. Marcin is a fantastic guitarist, and he is a product of intense classical training from when he was a kid, obviously. We all know that. We all know the Paganini video where he sounded so good. You know, you don't sound like that for nothing. You gotta play classical guitar for a long time. And he's good at making percussive arrangements, and it seems like as the years go by, and as he does it for longer and longer, he's getting more and more comfortable with just adding in tracks and presenting himself as if it's one take, and it just isn't. It's overdubbed or it's looped without telling us that there's a loop pedal. Whatever it is, it's something more than what we're being led to believe, because what we're all being led to believe is that Marcin is playing it all at the same time using his two hands, and there's no pre-recorded tracks or anything like that. He made it a point in his most recent and fakest video to say that this was all done at the same time with one guitar. So I don't know, it'll be exciting to see what Marcin comes out with next. Like maybe in the next video the guitar will just be floating in front of him and it'll start playing some crazy percussive arrangement of some Ed Sheeran song or something. Who knows? Something awesome like that. Or why not just play a fugue, play a Bach fugue, and you're just not even touching it. Because, you know, the sky's the limit when you're a liar. Calling him a liar might be a bit harsh because, I don't know, it's a performance. It's music. It's meant to entertain people. Any comedian that you listen to, did you know, like, when they're telling you stories, those are all pretty much made up? Like, all a comedian really does is just fly around places and, like, not do much. But somehow they present themselves to have, like, the most interesting lives ever. We lie to entertain. And the idea of Marcin making all of this happen in real time is very entertaining. Obviously, 1.6 million views. It's entertained me. It's my second video in a row about Marcin, so there's something to it. I think the biggest thing that pisses me off is just all the people in the comments that just buy it. So again, I don't know everything. I know probably more than you. I've probably dedicated way more time to guitar than you have. Not that you know from this video, because I literally didn't even play anything. And I wouldn't lie to you on purpose. I think it's fake personally, and unless I'm presented some evidence that changes my mind, maybe there's a different angle that just makes it obvious that it's real and he is just a wizard, that's gonna be my opinion from here on out. And yeah, you guys can post in the comments about how I'm a hater and how I'm not as good at guitar. No one's arguing that, but I'm just calling them like I see it. Just to reiterate, in music, you're allowed to double track. When you hear a Bach invention for two guitars, it's weird to say that this is one guitar and I'm playing both parts right now. But it's okay to require two instruments to get a full piece of music. That's normal. We've been doing that forever. Like, symphonies have existed, ensembles have existed, like, forever, since music, or even singing. Chant, Gregorian chant, it's a team of people. It's not just one guy making all that sound. But, you know, people don't care that you can make it all happen with one guitar. They like your music and they like your style, and that's enough. But it is entertaining and controversial to claim stuff like this, so also I don't blame you. I do blame your fans, though. They're all morons. Hey, well, you clicked on another Marcin video, and that's your fault. So, you know, next video, I'm going to do a practice log. I'm going to play my Prelude for you. If you want to see me play guitar, you know, for the purposes of checking if I actually know what I'm talking about, or just to make fun of me, because I also understand at a certain point, with the way that I speak, there's no amount of skill that I can have that can justify my arrogance. But I'm gonna try. That's why I'm pursuing higher education like I am and practicing my booty off, by the way. So, that'll be next video. I'm gonna wrap this one up here, though. Hey, well, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. I'm not taking any students right now, but I do know a lot of people who are, my fellow graduate students. So if you're interested in online classical guitar lessons and you want to be connected with people who really know what they're doing, let me know, and I know plenty of people. And don't worry, I'm making a cut of that. I'm not doing that for free. Of course, head on down over to Ruden's Delight if you want some merch. I'm dressed up as Music is Win for Halloween. It's a little past Halloween now, I know. That you can't get this at Ruden's Delight, but you can probably get this at a Goodwill. So, you know, try that out. Of course, check out some other videos. If you don't know what to watch, I have shorts that you can peruse. If you hear a joke that you like, or you hear me playing an old piece written by an old person that you like, maybe you can click on that. And yeah. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.